This is Urdizzle back with another daily tournament video, and I almost didn't play today's daily because I've been kind of skipping those lately. But this is for the tournament ending on July 3rd, and so my discs for this round are the Accurate Windbreak Fuse, the Accurate Windbreak Musket, the Accurate Glide Musket, so notice you don't see the river in there, we'll talk about that later. And then the Windbreak Glide Recoil, and my usual ballistas, the Light Glide and the Glide Skip. So hole 1 is kind of a tricky hole, but it's nice to have this one to start off. So for me, this is a pretty easy light glide shot, and I'd say I was getting it up on the island, I'm gonna say 1 out of every 3 shots. I mean, there are times where I'd go 2 or 3 in a row, but then I'd miss a couple. So I'd say 1 out of 3 is pretty reasonable. And then hole 2 is the reason why I actually have the Accurate Glide Musket in there for ace runs. And so this is one you really got to get if you're going to get a good score. And so that one is probably what I spent most of my time trying to get. I think the Accurate Windbreak Musket does get there. It's doable, but I just like the glide a little better. So then hole 3 is the Glide Skip. I love playing it just a little to the right and let it skip up the hill. So FYI, this is actually my first round through this. I did a quick scout round that took about maybe 3 to 4 minutes, just very quickly through it. And so this is the first round after that. So I swapped out the river for the Accurate Glide Musket. And so got the first 3, the Eagle, Ace, Eagle. So that's pretty much what you got to do to start. Hole 4 here on Harrowing. This is one, I mean, if you really want to go for the 16 under, you could probably ace run this. I personally don't like that because the out of bounds is pretty close behind it. So if I go Eagle, Ace, Eagle, I'm not going anywhere near that hole. Just get the birdie and get out. Hole 5, this is also another one that I think sets up well for the Glide Skip. You just play it, a little bit of Anheuser on it, let it skip through, and that's pretty much perfect. Anytime you can get in putting range in this one, it's pretty good. And I've seen a lot of different shots on this. The Glide Skip works well, or excuse me, the Light Skip works well, the Light Glide. I mean, there's a lot of options, just whatever you think you can get through the gap. Hole 6, you just kind of don't want to screw it up, which I thought I did right here. I threw my recoil, and the recoil got away from me a little bit. But luckily, it kind of settled on the ground there and gave me a putt. And so 47 feet. That, honestly, if you're doing really well on these dailies, you should hit that every single time. And then we shift over to Windswept, and luckily the wind is favorable here, so I love my Accurate Windbreak Musket. And I will pretty much throw that disc, the Accurate Windbreak Musket, in any wind on this hole. Occasionally I'll disc down to maybe a river if it's a 5 right to left wind, but the musket is just so good on that hole. It just gets you through any headwind or anything. All right, hole 8. So this is a light glide, and just want to aim a little lower and let the wind and the natural turn of the disc turn over to the side. And sorry for the messages there. That was my daughter's soccer team. And so pretty easy eagle. Not all my shots were getting that close, but that was a pretty good one to get. And then I'm pretty much left with hole 9. So I thought I could actually tie for first. All I got to do is throw the Glide Skip out there, keep it low, get a nice skip, and when I let go, I thought I was going to get the skip right here, get up to the hole, and of course, what happened? I did not get the skip. And so that left me with 126 feet into a 4 headwind, which, if you played this game, you know that is, I won't call it impossible because you can make it, but that is just such a difficult shot. So I had a fantastic round, and then I went ahead and screwed it up on hole 9 and took the birdie on that. And so that will give me a 14 under or an 18, and that'll put me in second place. So a pretty solid start for my first round. So I almost quit and called it a day, because that's what I've been doing with these tournaments, is just giving it one good run, and if I get first, I get first. If I get fifth, I get fifth, just whatever. But I decided that this was a pretty attackable course, so I went ahead and tried another run through it. And so the round you're seeing here is about 10 minutes after the round I just finished. So the biggest problem was getting that ace on hole 2, this one right here. So it took me about 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, to actually get the eagle on 1 and then the ace on 2. And I felt pretty comfortable with the rest of the round, like the rest of the layout, that I could eagle the holes I needed to eagle once I got that hole in one. So hole 3 here, we're just throwing the glide skip. And the key is you just want to get it to turn just a bit and then hit almost dead center and hope it skips up. And that one almost leaked a little too far left, but gave me 49 feet. And 49 feet is putt range. Anytime you can putt for these eagles, it's so much more reliable than trying to throw in, because you never know what's going to happen. And so same thing we talked about round 1, hole 4, this is not one I go for. I've already got the eagle, ace eagle. There's no need to mess around with this. Just throw the musket up there, let it slide up, get your easy birdie. And this is one of the easier holes in the game. I mean, there's really no reason to mess that up. Pretty standard. So hole 5, and again, this one, it looks easy, but it's really easy to mess up. So again, I'm going to throw my glide skip, put a little bit of anhyzer on it, let it turn, and I clipped a little bit of the tree, but luckily if you clip that tree, it still usually gets enough momentum, and I got a really good kick off that left hill. So it put me in putting range. Again, if you can get in putting range on any of these holes, these eagle holes, it's just so much more reliable. So then hole 6, again, I let this one get away last time with a recoil, so I tried to put a little turn and it did not work. And so again, I almost messed that one up. It kind of leaked a little left, and I'm still in range, but I mean, I don't want to be 41 feet out. I should make that every time, but I really don't want to have to make that. I mean, inside 20 would be ideal. All right, so we kick over to the windswept trio that I already told you guys what I do first round. So do the accurate windbreak musket on hole 7, which just slides up, and if it clips the tree, it's a little short, but I mean, that's just, I'd say with the wind of 3, you really shouldn't miss that hole. Okay, and then got to go eagle here, and I'm done. And I was really excited because I thought, man, if I got a shot on this, if I could just go eagle, I can get a 15 under, be tied for first, and be done with this in about 15 minutes. And so I left that one a little wide. I was not happy with that one because at 59 feet, it was almost out of putting range, but I went for it. And again, that's on the high end of my putting range. I'd say 60 feet, maybe a little bit more. I'll still go depending on elevation changes. All right, so here we go. Hole 9, all I got to do, again, glide skip, just put a little turn on it, let it skip. And again, I thought I had a good shot here, and it just didn't quite get the skip I wanted. And so I'm 71 feet away, so now this is what I was talking about. I'm not in punting range, and so I had to throw it, and just, I doinked it. I really shouldn't have done that. I mean, 4 headwind kind of threw me off, and I was a little disappointed in that. And so I took a break for a bit and then came back to it, and I made some changes for this next grind, and I figured out that there was a way. So I used my glide skip here, and it skipped all the way across. I figured out a quick way where if you don't change the aim point, so just wherever your default aim is, put a little anhyzer on the glide skip, and it automatically skips across. Now, I wouldn't say automatically because I was still missing it, getting it 1 out of every 3 shots. But I figure out if I could do that and not have to change the aim point, I'd save myself 5 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever it is. It was just nice. So again, I did take a break, but I was about 10-15 minutes into this run. Again, most of it was grinding for that hole in 1 on hole 2. And so I was pretty happy, got that start I wanted. And this one, so the glide skip, I left a little too far to the right. I was not happy with that. That is a little further out than I wanted. But 83 feet with a 2 headwind, it's about middle of those 2 bands. And I'll be honest, I thought I missed that one left. As soon as I let it go, I thought I was going to restart, but it did not. It ended up sticking for me, so it's kind of nice. So now we got hole 4. Again, just easy shot. Throw it out there. You completely take the trees out of play. There's no need to go for that one unless you're really going for a 16 under. And so easy peasy birdie, 13 feet. All right, so hole 5, I did make a small adjustment. So the last round here, so we got a glide skip. So again, just trying to get through the gap, put a little turn out on it. And I thought that might have leaked a little left, but that's not ideal, but I'm through the gap, and I left myself a nice shot here. So 78 feet is fairly standard stuff if you're at this level and really trying to fight for first. So I was able to get that. So hole 6 is what I was talking about. So I let the recoil kind of get a hold of me the last 2 rounds. I went a little too far left. So I dissed down to the accurate glide musket and hit the rock, and I thought I might have gone behind the tree, but I just think it's much easier. And as I said last round, there's really no reason you should miss that hole. So now we shift over to the windswept again. All I got to do is finish off the birdie eagle eagle, and I've got it. So I've already messed it up twice on hole 9. So I'm throwing my... So even that one was not the best shot with that musket, but it still went through. And, I mean, 45 feet is not as close as I want to be, but still, if that's considered a bad shot, 45 feet, I think we're doing okay. All right, so we just got to finish off these. So I'm going to make the adjustment. So the first good run I had, I nailed this one, put it really close. Second one, I kind of left it a little far right. And so I kind of changed my aim point a little bit and still played a little bit of the ante, but that was, I mean, that's where you want to be, just between the rock and the basket. Anywhere in there, you're going to be putting. So I got the eagle. So now all I got to do is not screw up hole 9. And I thought I threw a couple good shots on hole 9. I just didn't get the skips I want. So I'm going to try to play it a little differently, and I'm going to aim a little closer to the basket and just kind of let the wind take it over instead of starting it on the ante. And so just let the skip, and right there, as soon as it skipped, I knew I had it because I knew it was going to get inside the circle. So I made the mistake first couple rounds, but fixed it, 37 feet. And there you go. So there's the 15 under, and 16 unders there if you want to run hole 4, but I am officially done on this layout. So some pretty solid rounds. I kind of messed up hole 9 on those first 2 runs. Otherwise, this would have been a quicker grind. But I think I spent a total of maybe 30 minutes on this to get that 15 under. So overall, not too bad. If I could have just cut out the boneheaded shots on hole 9, it would have been much quicker. But again, hopefully you enjoyed a little added bonus coverage, couple good rounds of 14 under, and then that final round of 15 under, and give you guys some ideas. And I will post this one early. So we'll be back sometime later.